2020, a surprisingly shit year that nobody expected. But what's even more surprising, a new Lion King game came out, and it's exclusive to PS5. Alright, maybe not the Lion King, but what we do have is Godfall. And look, after his death...
Dad, come on. You gotta get up.
Mufasa returned. It took him 20 years... Wait. It took him 26 years. But now Mufasa is back from the dead in spirit form, stuck inside of an armor like a Durahan that lights up pretty colors when he talks.
I am here, Sanctum. Tell me what you need.
And for some reason, now his name is Orin, and his superpower is that he can change his sex whenever he wants, but for some reason, nobody seems to notice.
But I've heard the stories. He's able to command fire.
He says he is fighting for Macros, but he only fights for himself. You, on the other hand, are fighting to protect others.
Anyways, this was my time spent with Godfall, and the journey you must take in order to become a god. I think. Godfall starts with a great battle between two brothers that ends with Scar kicking Mufasa off a cliff. Wait, wrong brothers. Godfall starts with a great war for... I don't know why. It's never really explained. Anyway, the war is won with both Orin and Macros winning as brothers, only to culminate in a great battle between brothers with cool swordplay and wielding weapons out of thin air that would make Noctis blush. So, you lose the battle, get kicked off a cliff, survive, and now your journey begins.
You understand how important this mission is. The weapon we need is inside this temple.
Sir! You can count on us.
You two cover the back. I'll take the front.
You're accompanied by these two who will aid you on your journey for redemption and... Wait, where did they go? So, you go it alone, on a path to redemption through a plethora of worlds and hordes of different enemies. And when I say a plethora of worlds, I mean 4 areas that you'll traverse again and again and again, many times taking the same route. But when I say hordes of different enemies, I mean hordes of different enemies, numbering even in the 20s. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why is he shitting on this game? And it might seem that way, but I actually did enjoy my time with Godfall. Even though you do explore the same areas, and you do spend mostly all your time battling recycled enemies that make it feel like you're playing a less populated Musou game. The battle system really is fun, and it made it feel similar to God of War 2018. You even get a shield early on that you can throw just like the Leviathan axe. I just wish it wasn't on a cooldown. Especially when you have these chests here, that you need the shield to break nodes in order to unlock the chest and end up just waiting for the cooldown meter to refill before you can break another node. Most of the time, I would see these chests and just think to myself, nope. Every mission you do is pretty much a beeline to the end boss of each level. Despite what this lady, called 7th Sanctum for some reason, says your mission objective is. But there is a bright side. Even though you traverse the same area most of the 10 to 13 hours you'll spend on this game, there are these jumping points you can use to blast forward through each area. When they are available at least. Otherwise you have to take the trudge. At least there's a good battle system to hold you over. That being said, it seems like a lot of work went into the battle system when making the game, with lots of different skills to customize your character to play the way you want, even though I ended up doing the same combo throughout the whole game. R1, 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 and an R2. Throw a few weapon techniques holding L1 and R. Throw a few weapon techniques holding L1 and R. Holding L1 and R1 or R2. There we go. Alright, they're a bit wonky to get off sometimes, like dashing, holding L1, and trying to finish the dash to dive right into a weapon technique doesn't always work. Guess we're using fighting game input styles here, people. But when you do get them off, they are oh so helpful. Alright, another reason why the game reminds me of God of War 2018. They have a breach meter, or a stagger meter, like in God of War. And what happens when you fill that stagger meter? You get to go all Kratos on him. Aside from the breach meter, there's also a soul shatter system. Smack away with light attacks to build up phantom damage, and come in like the Reaper to finish them off, taking away all their life with a heavy attack. Now, just because you're a badass doesn't mean you won't be dying in this game. In fact, you can expect to die a good amount, especially if you're like me and took on missions even though you're underleveled, giving the enemy the advantage. But don't worry, because when you die, you can just jump back in and start right where you left off. The enemy will even have the same life. And the main bosses will let you restart at a checkpointed notch of life if you die, as long as you make sure to soul shatter that life first. Speaking of boss battles, they are lots of fun because they can be tough, but once you beat them, you will never have to see them again. Until later mandated side missions, when you have to unlock story missions because they're barred behind materials needed to unlock main quests. At least you get to start those hunting missions with a sick intro every time. There are a lot of items to find in this game. Very much lives up to the looter genre of the slasher looter it was touted to be. I found though, putting on the highest level gear with the highest stats will work just fine for you if you don't want to dive too deep into the stats of the game like some sort of genius strategist. But what it does make easy to do is try out different weapons. Most of the time, I just played with dual blades and played Monster Hunter. Every item you get can be enhanced in rarity and leveled up to be made stronger in the forge. And you unlock it after you save Red Reavie here from your brother's minions. So, you pretty much go through the story doing much of the same. Take mission, beat boss, get item, rinse and repeat. Continue going through the 3 areas, taking down his generals, doing hunting missions to progress further in the story. At least you get to see those sick hunting intros I told you about. Hey, whatever happened to that Saurus guy? Oh, there he is. Now he can assist me in my vengeance and help me take reign over my king. Never mind. Maybe he needs a break. Fight your brother all alone, beat him, cut off his arm and see all that blood. And see no blood. Because like I said, they're empty armors filled with the souls of dead Lion King characters. So, you win, credits roll, that Sanctum lady goes Super Saiyan, then you take an Ambient and go Night-Night so you can do Dreamstones, which are missions you did before, but harder. You even get the tutorial messages again. Really? So that's it. The story is paper thin. So thin, you might not even know what the story even is about. Brother bad, fight brother, become God, I think. But does it matter? Maybe not. You hack and slash your way through an entire game as a badass Mufasa with a sword. Your face glows when you talk, and you get to go Kratos on everybody. Do you really need more than that? If you got the scratch, methinks not.
But our fight has just begun.